Number 8, the skin barrier breach. You know that hot shower after a long day feels amazing, but taking a long hot shower is actually destroying your body's armor. Your skin has a crucial outer layer called the stratum corneum. This layer is a moisture barrier made up of natural oils that protects the body from water loss, irritants, and pathogens. And when you hit your skin with very hot water, you strip away those natural essential oils. You are basically dissolving your skin's protection. This creates tiny cracks in your body's defense system. For the 10% of people with conditions like eczema, hot showers make the inflammation much worse. You are actively removing the only shield you have. It's not that you can't have hot showers. The trick is it's all in moderation. And you should limit your hot showers to 5 to 10 minutes and use only lukewarm water, warm enough to be comfortable, but not hot enough to fog up the entire bathroom. Number 7, stress eating. We've all been there. That moment of high pressure, maybe a work deadline or an argument with your partner, and suddenly you're reaching for the biggest tub of ice cream you can find. This isn't just about seeking comfort, it's metabolic mayhem. When you're stressed, your body floods your system with cortisol. This survival hormone's job is to signal you need fuel to fight or run. The problem is, the modern threat is an email, not a saber-toothed tiger. But your body doesn't know the difference. It sends a primitive signal to crave dense, high-fat, high-sugar foods. This is a survival mechanism gone wrong. This cortisol surge not only prompts the craving, but it also tells your body to store those extra calories, especially around the belly, as reserved energy for the next crisis. Stress eaters show a 59% higher risk for metabolic syndrome, the cluster of conditions that includes high blood pressure and blood sugar. It's tied to a 50% increase in diabetes risk. You're not just eating a comfort food, you're taking out a high interest metabolic loan. The trick is to manage the stress before it makes you manage a whole new wardrobe. Number 6, not flossing. You brush twice a day, so you think you're fine. Wrong. That tiny string you avoid is your last line of defense against a threat that doesn't just damage your mouth, it can kill your heart. When you skip flossing, you leave up to 40% of the plaque clinging between your teeth. This plaque is a microscopic colony of bacteria that eats away at your gum line, leading to the chronic low-grade infection called gum disease, which affects almost 50% of all adults. The real danger isn't losing a tooth, it's the oral systemic link. When your gums are constantly inflamed and bleeding, those oral bacteria don't stay in your mouth. They get a free pass into your bloodstream. Once in your system, they can travel to other organs. Scientists have linked this chronic gum inflammation to a 20% higher risk of heart disease. Think about that. A lazy minute of flossing could be contributing to the hardening of the arteries around your heart. Flossing daily is less about dental hygiene and more about cardiovascular defense. Number 5, the Digestive Blitz. Do you wolf down your lunch in 5 minutes while scrolling through your phone? You might think you're efficient, but you're giving your body a digestive overload. Chewing isn't just a courtesy, it's the critical first step of digestion. When you skip proper chewing, you're sending huge, strained chunks of food into your stomach. It's like trying to put a full-size couch through a tiny doorway. This strains your entire digestive tract, causing up to 30% of fast eaters to suffer from indigestion or heartburn. Even more sneaky is what it does to your hunger signals. The time it takes for your gut to tell your brain, hey, we're full down here, is about 20 minutes. If you finish your entire meal in under 10, your appetite hormones haven't had a chance to kick in. You override your natural satiety signals, which is why fast eaters consume about 11% more calories, boosting their risk of obesity by nearly 60%. This rapid intake also leads to wild insulin spikes, boosting the odds of type 2 diabetes by 50%. The simple fix: put your fork down between bites. It's not a race, it's a critical process. Number 4, the circulation squeeze. This one seems completely innocent, almost elegant, yet it's silently working against your circulatory system. When you cross your legs at the knee, you're doing two things: crushing the veins and creating a muscular imbalance. You put immense pressure on your popliteal vein behind the knee, which is responsible for returning blood from your lower legs back up to your heart. Forcing this return path shut is like putting a kink in a garden hose. The blood has to push harder and pool up. This impaired blood flow raises the pressure in the other veins, which is why chronic leg crossers have a 25% higher risk of developing varicose veins. Beyond the circulation issue, the position actively tilts your pelvis, forcing one hip higher than the other, causing a systemic hip and lower back misalignment. This misalignment forces your spine to compensate higher up, creating tension in your shoulders and neck. So, next time you think about crossing your legs, don't. Your circulation will thank you. Number 3, the systemic strain. You know you shouldn't slouch, but the real cost of poor posture goes far beyond a sore back. It's a source of systemic strain affecting systems you wouldn't expect. When you sit or stand with that forward head, rounded shoulder position, your head, which weighs about 10 to 12 pounds, is pulling your spine out of alignment. For every inch your head moves forward, the weight your neck muscles have to support essentially doubles. This leads to that constant throbbing tension we call headaches, originating from neck stiffness. Even more shocking, this habit of slouching positions you where you are literally squishing your internal organs. This increases pressure on your bladder and can contribute to a weakening of the pelvic floor, which can also lead to issues like incontinence. Poor posture is also a silent gateway to accelerated joint wear and tear, increasing your risk of early onset arthritis in the spine. Harvard reports that up to 80% of Americans slouch, meaning most of us are unknowingly inviting chronic pain and systemic issues into our future. Number 2, using phone before bed. If you check your phone right before you try to sleep, you're signaling your brain that it's time to start the day. Your phone emits blue light. This light is extremely effective at suppressing the production of melatonin, which is the hormone that signals to your body that it's dark and time to sleep. A 2022 study linked this habit to an almost 60% higher risk of insomnia. Suppressing melatonin delays the onset of sleep by up to 30 minutes. You lose deep sleep cycles, and that lost time is when your body repairs and processes memories. You are essentially trading a meaningless minute on the screen for deep restorative health. The simple rule is to aim for a minimum of a 1 hour screen free window before bed. Give your brain a chance to get ready for the night shifts. Number 1, the hearing erosion. While you're trying to zone out with your favorite podcast or song, those tiny drivers sitting directly in your ear are secretly inflicting permanent damage. This isn't just about volume, it's about proximity. Headphones bypass the natural dampening mechanisms of your outer ear and blast sound waves directly into your inner ear, risking noise-induced hearing loss. Inside your ear are the delicate hair cells called cochlea. They are your hearing receptors. and they do not grow back. The World Health Organization estimates that 1.1 billion young people worldwide are at risk from unsafe listening practices. The safe limit is 85 decibel for 8 hours, but many headphones easily exceed 100. 2023 study showed that 24% of adults now have hearing loss linked to high sound exposure. The damage often results in tinnitus, that persistent, frustrating ringing or buzzing that affects up to 20% of people. That innocent habit of drowning out the noise and listening to the recent release of your favorite artists is directly inflicting permanent, irreversible damage to auditory system. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to see more.